Hi everybody, Sanbon, and welcome to my channel. Do make sure that you are subscribed and also do like the video. So listen, you guys, the Sunday world always keeps us busy on a Sunday. So let's talk about the story that they have written about Vusi Matlala, okay? Vusi Matlala, who was arrested for being suspected to be the one that ordered a hit on Tebogo. He is still behind bars because he was denied bail. His wife was also arrested but was released on bail. Okay, now there are watches here where him and his wife are claiming that they went missing after the police came to their house and their offices to search. Okay. And also in this article, you guys, they also get to talk a little bit about what was the relationship between Tebogo and Tebogo or Kat's wife. Okay, so what was the relationship there? Okay, how does a side chick end up being the victim of this crime? Okay, guys, kulabantu. You understand? Yeah, I've been wondering what was the relationship between Tebogo and Kat's wife. So it says here, 2 expensive wristwatches that the police allegedly seized from the accused businessman Vusi Matlala during a raid on his residence have gone missing, and authorities have not explained their whereabouts. The claims are corroborated by a letter on Monday written to the police by his lawyer, Victor Nkwashu's attorneys. Okay, listen, I must have watched too many Tyler Perry movies because every time a lawyer will be representing somebody accused of a serious crime, that lawyer would be a lawyer. Okay, but this is me just thinking about Tyler Perry's movies. Okay. A request has been made for the return of the luxury timepieces, and Sunday World understand that the police have claimed ignorance. However, the matter is likely to come under a spotlight as the flamboyant businessman has threatened urgent legal action dealing with this issue and the key disclosures of the law enforcement authorities. The explosive tidbits were revealed by several sources close to Matlala's investigations, who alleged that the police swooped on Matlala's office and residence in December last year and confiscated several items. The items said the person include Matlala's business firearms, the police, the mobile phones, and the jewelry. Guys, I've been reading something that is not even in the sentence. Listen, uzobamba nawe la ubamba khona. Okay, they also said that the phones, the firearms were returned to Matlala in late December last year, but the 2 luxury watches, which the police denied knowledge of, were not booked in the SAPS 13 and the other items. The SAPS 13 refers to an exhibit register police use for the recording and managing of the seized and recovered goods. Okay, so listen, you guys, when I did this story on Makelwane TV, I said that the watches were recorded, and I did put a comment there and pinned it just to explain that there was an error. They are saying that the watches were not recorded in the SAPS 13. Okay, so basically the police went and searched the house, took what they took, and then when they went back to the police station, they recorded what they took. The watches were not part of the list. In a letter addressed to the Director of Public Prosecutions in Gauteng North, Advocate Elizabeth Leroux, Matlala's lawyer Victor Nkwashu is demanding that the police give feedback on the forensic analysis into the confiscated items. Okay. Nkwashu, who is representing Matlala and his wife, Utakani, gave the state until Wednesday to comply with Matlala's demand to face the action. Okay. The 2 were nabbed in connection with the alleged plot to kill Tebogo, who is Matlala's ex-lover and Tsakani's former friend. So Tebogo allegedly was friends with Tsakani and then started dating Tsakani's man. So maybe you can understand what made Tsakani so mad. Okay. Now, did I say this? If I've said it already, let me say it again. If you have an influencer as a friend and you're married, block them. Block them right now, especially if your man is rich. Okay, block them. Yeah, besilinda wena ukuthi umblock. Yeah, so let's continue. We are also instructed to request copies of a search warrants, affidavits in support of the application of such warrants, as well as the outcomes of the investigation conducted on all items seized by the investigating officers when they searched and seized the items. Our instructions are to approach the higher court for appropriate relief at this early stage to protect his constitutional right to a fair trial, reads the paper. Matlala's lawyers also stated that their client also requested all the information pertaining to this case, which was earned by the South African Police Service, the state, through the Provincial Commissioner of KwaZulu-Natal, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, on the 6th of July 2025, to form part of the disclosure of the outstanding information. The request included the information or items ostensibly handed to the investigating directorate against the corruption and a permanent unit within the National Prosecuting Authority. Okay, let me read that correctly. The request included the information or items ostensibly handed to the Investigating Directorate Against Corruption, a permanent unit within the National Prosecuting Authority. Despite not having complied with both the agreement and the order of court, the state is afforded until the end of business on the 30th of July 2025 to remedy the obligations herein. Okay, and 30th has passed already. Okay, the lawyer said that Matlala was particularly aggrieved about the lackadaisical manner in which the state is going about the prosecution of the matter. Okay, and you wonder what lackadaisical is, it means. Okay, listen. Okay, I went and googled the word, and I think they just mean that, you know, everything is just moving too slow for Mr. Matlala. Okay, firstly, the state affects the arrest of a case that was reported almost 2 years ago and still requires indulgences for investigations. Secondly, it prepares a bail affidavit on information that is not obtained in the docket, which has subsequently disclosed to the accused or has been subsequently disclosed to the accused. Thirdly, the state relies on and makes use of WhatsApp messages and voice notes that were not disclosed to the accused. Fourthly, the state relies on information gathered following the execution of J51 and J50 warrant of arrest, but refuses to fails to discover the said information, as well as the affidavits in support of obtaining such warrants of arrest for the accused on agreed timelines, to mention but few anomalies. Okay, I'm reading nonsense. Matlala's lawyers expressed shock and dismay that the media houses were already reporting on the details of the cases that the state intends to add on their client. We hope that there is no truth to the media, as that has already tainted the compromised our client's right to a fair and just trial, says the lawyer. So basically, what was being reported in the media in terms of people saying that, you know, there were additional charges that were going to be added on to Matlala and his wife, those were not communicated to Matlala or Matlala's lawyers. Okay, so they also just saw in the media that, you know, they were thinking of adding more charges. Okay, I think that is my understanding of this. Okay. So, it says here, police spokesperson Brigadier Atlenda Mate encouraged the complainant to open a case of theft against the police, and then we will take it from there. The NPA spokesperson Pindi Mjonondwane declined to comment. Listen, you guys, somebody needs to check on Pindi Mjonondwane, because Pindi Mjonondwane has been declining to comment on most of these cases recently. Is she still alive? Why is she declining to comment when she is the spokesperson for the... Is she not the spokesperson for the... Am I missing information? How do you decline to comment when you are the spokesperson? We need a comment, ma'am. Okay? We need a comment. Now, you guys, listen. Now, if the watches were really taken, you guys, if they are investigating and they find out that the watches were really taken, and we are fighting the corruption in this country. And we are happy that people, the police, the law enforcement is fighting corruption in this country. And we all know that corruption is not only like in like private business people. We know that the politicians are, they get involved in corruption. We know that even some members of SAPS get involved in corruption. Okay. So as much as we want to see justice with the Tebogo Tobejani's case, if the police really did take the watches and they did not return them, then whoever the police are, they need to face up. Okay, I think that is fair. Okay, but again, now they are saying they never took the watches. Now, you guys, if you've been watching the news and the videos online and all of that, you would know that a lot of the members of SAPS have been getting arrested. Okay, because they're busy. Umkhwanazi is keeping everybody busy. So maybe even the police that allegedly took these watches have already been arrested. We just don't know. I don't know, you guys. But that is the story, you guys. So Tebogo and Tsakane used to be friends. And then Tebogo ends up dating Tsakane's husband. And then Tebogo ends up being asked at. And then Matlala and his wife end up getting arrested, and the watches went missing. That is basically the story. The Sunday words should hire me. I would save them a lot of paper, okay? Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section. And let's remember, you guys, we know nothing about these people. They look too clean to be criminals, okay? So there are possibilities that Yenum Kwanazi is making a mistake with these three people here. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before Pumegana share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ngini Tanda Kakul.